Hi, here's a little lunar forecast for the week of May 11th through May 17th, 2020. The moon is a huge part of how we understand what's happening astrologically. In astrology, the moon reflects the energies of all the other planets to us. There's this idea that we can't really understand what's going on with any other planet without the kind of interpretation and reflection to the earth from the moon of that energy. And so the moon is the number one indicator of the mood of a day, both based on what sign it's in and also based on the phase of life that the moon is in on that day. So the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. It moves very quickly compared to every other planet. And it experiences one lunation every week. So you're probably familiar with new moons and full moons. There's also a lunation in between those. From the new moon, you go to the first quarter moon, then the full moon, then the last quarter moon, and that creates the 4 weeks of a lunar cycle. Lunations represent points in a story arc for the lunar month. The beginning of the cycle, the first conflict, the fruition of the cycle, and the last conflict. Beginning of the cycle is new moon, first conflict is first quarter, fruition of the cycle is full moon, last conflict is last quarter. This week, we are in the period between the fruition of the cycle and the last conflict, the full moon to the last quarter moon. We're going to have the last quarter moon in Aquarius on Thursday. So that's sort of the lunar headline of the week. But the moon will go through several astrological signs this week because it changes signs every 2.5 days. So we're starting the week today, Monday, in the sign of Capricorn. This is a lunar energy that can have us ready to work, ready to get stuff done. And it's less complicated than it has been for the last couple of years because we don't have the South Node in Capricorn and we don't have Saturn in Capricorn. We just have Pluto. So it's kind of a nice energy. I'm digging the Capricorn moon today. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the beginning of Thursday, the moon will be in Aquarius and we'll have the Aquarius last quarter moon, which means we're going to have that last conflict point of the cycle in Aquarius. And then end of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to have the moon in Pisces. And that's going to be a dreamier, more spiritual, emotional energy. Finally, the moon will move into Aries on Sunday, which is going to start our next week on a fire note. And I'll get to that when I catch up with you next Monday. Let's talk about the Aquarius last quarter moon, though. What the Aquarius last quarter moon makes me think of is the Saturn retrograde that just started in Aquarius yesterday. So we're thinking about Aquarian conflict, Aquarian review, Aquarian thoughtfulness, and emotion. Aquarian emotion is a very interesting subject. But basically what we're looking at in these few days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then finally the last quarter moon on Thursday, is coming to terms with Aquarian issues, like thinking about the collective, the tension that comes up for us between expressing ourselves and being part of a group. Also, conflicts about feeling weird or out of place are very Aquarian conflicts. Like you don't belong to a group, or like you can't get into a place where you feel like you belong. So those are the types of places we should expect our feelings to be going towards during this time. Responsibility to the collective generally is a big focus for Aquarian themes. And that's where I expect us to kind of be centering and focusing and having that point in the story happening this week. Now, in addition to what's happening with the moon, there is a ton of other stuff happening this week astrologically. Like I said, Saturn went retrograde in Aquarius yesterday. Venus is going to station retrograde in Gemini on Wednesday. Mars is going to move into Pisces on Wednesday. And finally, Jupiter is going to station retrograde in Capricorn on Thursday. So it's a big week. There's other things happening besides the moon, but that can get really intense to talk about. So I wanted to just focus us in on the moon for this video. I will say, though, I think the Venus retrograde in particular is very important. That only happens every year and a half. And I do believe that this Venus retrograde is one of the most characterizing energies of 2020. I think it's important. So for Patreon subscribers, I'm going to have a worksheet about Venus retrograde posted on Wednesday on the Patreon. And for all of you, on Thursday, the Capricorn episode of True Self is going to post, and I'll get into the Jupiter retrograde and Jupiter in Capricorn generally in that episode. So thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely, lovely week, and I will talk to you soon.